Hi there. I'm Michelle Whitehead from Carefree Counsel. Welcome back to my Serenity Snippets, your dose of insight for building a safe, sane, and sustainable business without losing your mind or your integrity. Today, I'm exploring the blurred boundaries conversation that every business owner needs. Because the way people treat you is something you can choose, not just put up with. Small relational businesses are built on trust. Whether you're a coach, a consultant, a creative, or a tradesperson, over time you build deep, genuine trust with your clients. That's a beautiful thing. It's also exactly the place where the professional relationship can gradually start to blur without anyone ever consciously deciding that it should. Maybe a client starts messaging you at 11 p.m. with just a quick question and somehow expects a reply before breakfast. Maybe they assume it's okay for every session or project to run long because you've built something real together and neither of you wants to be the one to call time. Maybe they've told all their friends about you and now there's an unspoken expectation of special treatment. Maybe the relationship has drifted into something that genuinely feels more like friendship than a professional exchange. Here's the important thing I want you to hear. None of this is inherently a problem. I have plenty of clients who I consider genuine friends. I've done contra deals and service swaps. I've let sessions run long when the work went somewhere important. None of that is wrong. The question is never really whether these things exist. It's whether they exist consciously, with clear communication and mutual respect on both sides, or whether they've simply been allowed to happen because nobody stopped to notice, or you noticed, but you were too nice to say anything about it. The real danger, in my experience, is people pleasing. Saying yes because you feel like you can't say no, because you don't want to seem mean or ungrateful or difficult. Letting boundaries slide because the relationship feels precious and you're worried that holding a line might damage it. Not factoring in your own needs, your own time, your own energy, because theirs always seems to feel more urgent in the moment. Here's the thing about that gap between what someone expects and what's actually reasonable or sustainable for you. It doesn't stay quiet. It grows slowly and inevitably into disappointment, resentment, and eventually conflict on both sides. The client feels a shift they can't quite name, and you feel increasingly depleted by a relationship you once loved and enjoyed. The fix isn't to keep everyone at arm's length, and it's definitely not to become rigid or cold. It's to make sure that whatever you agree to, whether formally in a contract or informally in the flow of the relationship, is something you actually choose, rather than something you simply allowed to happen because saying no felt too uncomfortable in the moment. Thanks for watching, and remember, blurred boundaries aren't the problem. Unconscious drift is. When you choose your yeses, disappointment has nowhere to grow. So let me know in the comments where in your business have your boundaries drifted without you consciously choosing it. I'd love to hear your stories. Thank you so much for joining me for this Serenity Snippet. If this resonated with you, please like, subscribe, and share with anyone you think needs to hear it. Until next time, keep working towards your happy ever after by building a business that is safe, sane, and sustainable. Bye for now.